Students, in previous lectures we learned the theory of thermal properties of matter, and in today's lecture we'll try to learn some examples on this chapter. So our chapter is thermal property of matter, and in this lecture we'll learn the problems on this chapter, thermal properties of matter. So the first example is a gas at 900 degrees Celsius is cooled until both its pressure and volume are hollowed. Calculate its final temperature. Gas is cooled at 900 degrees Celsius. That time its pressure and volume is becomes half. So we have to find out final temperature. Given T1 is 900 degrees Celsius, we have to convert it in kelvins. So 900 plus 273.15, it becomes 1173.15 kelvins. V2 is V1 by 2, P2 is P1 by 2 according to the given condition. Second time volume and pressure is half of the volume and pressure of the first time. So we'll use the formula. We are familiar with the formula. This is ideal gas equation. PV is equal to RT. R is constant. So this ratio, that is P1 V1 divided by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2 is constant. So here we'll use the values. T1 is 1173.15 and P2 is P1 by 2 and V2 is V1 by 2. So 2 into 2 it becomes 4. Now numerator is cancels and 4T2 is equal to 1173.15. So T2 is equal to, we'll write 1173.15 divided by 4. After this calculation we'll get the temperature at which the pressure and volume is hollowed. So this temperature is 293.29 Kelvin. Next example is the length of a rail on a railway line is 25 meter at 10 degrees Celsius. During summer, the maximum temperature attained in a region is 50 degrees Celsius. Find the minimum gap between the rails. Alpha, that is coefficient of linear expansion, is given. It is 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 5 per degree Celsius. Now we know that railway track, there is the gap between two rails. So this gap is increased or decreased. We know that the metal is expand when temperature is increased. So at the temperature 50 degrees Celsius, what is the gap between the rails has to be found out. So given L1 is 25 meter, T1 is 10 degrees Celsius, T2 is 50 degrees Celsius, and alpha is 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 5 per degree Celsius. Alpha is the coefficient of linear expansion. We already learned about this. Formula to use, difference in or change in length of the rail has to be found out. This L2 minus L1 is change in length and it is equal to L1 alpha T2 minus T1. So here L1 is 25 meters, and alpha is 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 5, T2 is 50, and T1 is 10. So 25 into 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 5, 40. So 25 into 40 is 1000. 1000 means 10 to the power plus 3, and here is 10 to the power minus 5. We'll write 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 2 meters. Again, this will be convert into centimeter. So this becomes 1.2 centimeter. Change in length of the rails at 50 degrees Celsius is 1.2 centimeter, or gap between the rails is 1.2 centimeter. Next problem is uh, what is the specific heat of a metal if 50 calorie of heat is needed to raise 6 kilogram of the metal from 20 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. We have to find out the specific heat capacity of the body when temperature is increased from 20 degrees Celsius to 62 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we'll try to solve this one. Given is heat supplied to the body is 50 calories, and mass of the body is 6 kilograms. Change in temperature is 62 minus 20, it will be 42 degrees Celsius. We know the formula, that is Q is equal to ms into delta T. Already we learn the specific heat capacity of the body. Then there is the four different specific heats, uh, specific heat, principal specific heat of the body, and molar specific heat of the body. Definitions we studied in our theoretical lectures. So here we have to find out the specific heat capacity of the body. So we'll write S is equal to Q by M into delta T. Q is 50, and M is 6 kilograms. Temperature difference is 42. So we'll write 0.198 calories per kilogram per degree Celsius. Very simple problem. Next is when the pressure of 0.75 liter of a gas volume is given, and pressure, suppose P1 at 27 degrees Celsius, pressure is doubled when temperature rises to 111 degrees Celsius. That time we have to find out the calculate of the, we have to calculate the volume of the gas. Very simple problem. uh, Given data is volume is 0.75 liters, we have to convert into uh, in centimeter cube. So multiply by 1000, then T1 is equal to 27.273, means we have to convert it into kelvins. Similarly, convert temperature T2, that is 111 degrees Celsius, has to be converted into Kelvin. So this becomes 111 degree plus 273.15, it is 384.15 Kelvin. And condition is second time the pressure becomes double. So P2 is equal to twice of P1. Formula, again I use this one, that is ideal gas equation. PV P1 V1 is equal, P1 V1 divided by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. Now here we have to find out volume V2. So by rearranging the equation, we'll write P1 by P2 T2 by T1 into V1. So here P2 is twice of P1, T2 is 3841.15 Kelvin, and T1 is 300.15 kelvins. V1 is 750. Okay, so P1 cancels, and here log of 384.15 plus log of 750 minus log of 600.30. 2 multiplied by this will get 600.30. If we solve this by using logarithmic tables, we'll get the values V2, that is volume at 111 degrees Celsius is 480 cubic centimeter. So this way we'll solve this problem. Now the next one is the temperature difference between two sides of an iron plate 2 centimeter thick is 10 degrees Celsius. Heat is transmitted through a plate at the rate of 600 kilocalories per minute per square meter at steady state. Find the thermal conductivity of iron. We learn the thermal conductivity or thermal conduction of material. Conduction is the topic, and thermal conductivity, the coefficient of thermal conductivity is K. We studied in our theory lecture. So here we have to use this topic to solve the problem. Q by AT. Q is the amount of heat supplied, and area of the body, time for which the heat supplied. This ratio is given. It is 600 kilocalories per minute meter square. Whatever. So here per minute we have to convert it into seconds. So this becomes 600 divided by 60 kilocalories per second meter square. This is 10 kilocalories per second meter square. Now the distance between the face of iron plate or sides of the iron plate is given 2 centimeter. So we'll write x is equal to 2 centimeter. Again we have to convert it into meter. It is 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 meters. And difference in temperature is given. It is 10 degrees Celsius. Formula, as I said, coefficient of thermal conductivity, and it is Q is equal to K A into bracket T1 minus T2 into T divided by X. Now this equation is arranged for the constant K. K is the coefficient of thermal conductivity. So this becomes K is equal to Q by AT, Q by AT X divided by T1 minus T2. This is the temperature gradient, or we'll use the values. This Q by AT is 10 and X is 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. T1 minus T2, difference in temperature is 10 degrees Celsius. So 10 cancels, and this becomes 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. K is equal to. So minus 2 is here. We have to shift the decimal point. We'll write 0.02 kilocalories per meter second degrees Celsius. Okay. So this is the problem on the coefficient of thermal conductivity. Next is, which will require more energy, heating 2 kilogram block of lead by 30 Kelvin are heating a 4 kilogram block of copper by 5 Kelvin. Specific heat of lead is given. It is 1.28 sorry 128 joules per kilogram per Kelvin, and for copper it is 387 joules per kilogram per Kelvin. Again, we have to use the equation for the specific heat capacity of the body. Now here given data is mass of the lead is given, it is 2 kilograms. Difference in temperature is given, it is 30 Kelvin, and specific heat of the lead is given 128 joules per kilogram Kelvin. Same thing is there for copper. It is mass of the copper 4 kilogram and difference in temperature is 5 Kelvin. Specific heat of the copper is 387 joules per kilogram Kelvin. Now, as I said, we have to use the formula, that is Q is equal to ms delta T. Q is equal to ms to delta T. So for lead, we find out separately this Q, that is uh, heat capacity. Okay, so Q, heat is required, that is 2 into 128 specific heat capacity of the lead, and temperature is 30 Kelvin. So this becomes 7680 joules. For same way we can calculate for copper. It is 4 into 387 into 5 is equal to 7740 joules. Now definitely we have to compare which metal is required more heat. Uh, that is, copper is required more heat as compared to lead. So this problem is very simple. It may be for 2 marks. Now next one is a metal sphere cools from 80 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius in 6 minutes. How much time with it takes to cool from 60 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius if the room temperature is 30 degrees Celsius? Students, this particular problem is related to the Newton's law of cooling. This type of problems is there in the board exam. Next year we have to learn the practical which relate to the Newton's law of cooling, and this article is there in the theory. We have to solve this type of questions. The statement of the question is metal sphere cools from 80 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius in 6 minutes. How much time will it take to cool from 60 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius? Metal cools from 80 to 60 degrees Celsius, and that time we have to find out rate of cooling. So we'll try to solve this problem. T1 is equal to 80 degrees Celsius and T2 is equal to 60 degrees Celsius. T3 is 40 degrees Celsius and room temperature is uh, initial temperature, that is 30 degrees Celsius. Uh, so we have to use the equation of Newton's law of cooling, that is rate of fall of temperature is equal to uh, C constant and T1 minus T naught. We know that rate of fall of temperature with respect to time is directly proportional to the excess of temperature. This provided excess of the body over the surrounding is very small. Now T is the temperature of the body and T naught is the temperature of the surrounding. Newton's law of cooling, rate of fall of temperature, uh, for first time we have to find out it. or here rate of fall of temperature we can calculate, because uh, T2 and T1 is here, is it? So we'll write 80 minus 60 by 6 minutes, and C into bracket 80 minus 30, 30 is the room temperature. First time the temperature of the body is 30 and room temperature, sorry, temperature of the body is 80, room temperature is 30. Now C will be, it is very simple, 80 minus 30 is 50, and to this side this becomes 20 divided by 6 into 50. Finally we'll write 1 by 15 per minute, C value of C. Now second time we'll write, now temperature is 60 minus 40, it decreases up to 40 degrees Celsius. That time we have to find out the time for which the temperature becomes 40 degrees Celsius. So C is 1 by 15, and this time the maximum temperature is 60 and room temperature is 30. Even you can say body temperature is 60 and room temperature is, or temperature of the surrounding is 30. Now we'll solve this. 60 minus 30 is 30. So 30 divided by 15 is 2. D2 has to be find out. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Verbally it is. So dt is equal to 60 minus 40 divided by this one is 2. So 10 minutes is required to cool the body from 60 degree to 40 degrees Celsius. Here the Newton's law of cooling can be proved. See students, first time this temperature difference is more. So body takes 6 minutes to cool from 80 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. Try to understand this difference between the body and the surrounding. This temperature is more. Difference between the temperature is more, so rate of cooling is fast. When the temperature difference is reduces, here body temperature is decreases and temperature of the surrounding is increases, means excess temperature body over the surrounding is less, so rate of cooling is increases, so it takes more time. Newton's law of cooling is uh, proved over here, but all the time this rate of fall of temperature with respect to time is directly proportional to the excess temperature of the body over the surrounding. This provided excess is very small. This is the statement of the Newton's law of cooling. Now one more problem is there on the Newton's law of cooling. It is a different type of problem. A metal sphere cools at the rate of 1.6 degree Celsius per minute when its temperature is 70 degrees Celsius. At what rate will it cool when its temperature is 40 degrees Celsius? The temperature of the surrounding is 30 degrees Celsius. More how it is the same problems, but here now rate of cooling is given. Then uh, second time we have to find out what is the rate of cooling when temperature becomes 40 degrees Celsius. So we'll try to solve these problems. Uh, T1 is 70 degrees Celsius, T2 is 40 degrees Celsius, and T naught is 30 degrees Celsius, means room temperature. Rate of fall of temperature is given. It is 1.6 degrees Celsius per minute. Formula. Uh, Again, we have to use the mathematical statement of the Newton's law of cooling. Here, a rate of fall of temperature is given. It is 1.6. C is to be find out. It is 70 minus 30. Body temperature first time it is 70. Room temperature is 30. So we'll write 1.6 divided by 40. it is 0.04 per minute. C is the constant. Now second time we have to find out the rate of cooling. So rate of cooling for second time, and it is equal to this is 0.04. Now T2 is 40 and T0 is 30. So we'll write here printing mistake. It should be 0.04 into 10. 0.04 into 10. So decimal point is shifted one digit left and it becomes uh, zero point 0.4. So rate of cooling second time means to reach the temperature of the body to the 40 degrees Celsius, it will be 0.4 degrees Celsius per minute. So this kind of problems we can solve on this chapter, that is thermal properties of matter. Okay, more problems are there related to the chapter. You try to solve it for the practice. We'll stop here. Thank you.